Hello everybody and welcome to this video where we'll be checking out how to set up BrowserStack in your Semaphore workflows. So BrowserStack is something that is used to actually run tests on multiple devices at the same time and also in multiple browsers. You can either use real devices or virtual devices. So what we're going to need to set this up. First, we're going to need a project with tests. Then we're going to need a BrowserStack account and credentials, and a Semaphore account and a prepared project on Semaphore. Now, if you haven't set up a project on Semaphore yet, make sure to check out the tutorial how to set up your project on Semaphore that's located in the link down below. So let's check out what we'll be covering. So first we're going to set up BrowserStack credentials on Semaphore. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create a Semaphore job for tests. We're going to then check out the test results on the BrowserStack dashboard, and we're going to check out some tips and tricks. So let's get started by setting up our credentials. Now we are located on the project page, so let's go into settings. And now we're going to add our BrowserStack credentials to our secrets. So it's better to add secrets on a per project level than an organization level because of safety. So if you want to check out more about this, please have a look at the video that's located down below. So let's go into the secrets tab now. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a project secret and we're going to name it BrowserStack credentials. And now we're going to add two environment variables. So I have these noted here, BrowserStack username, and we're going to add another one called BrowserStack access key. Now inside here, make sure you enter the correct credentials that the BrowserStack dashboard provides to you. And once you're done with setting them up, just click on Save Secret. And we're done with setting up the BrowserStack credentials within your Semaphore workflow. So now that we have set up our BrowserStack credentials on Semaphore, let's proceed to the next step by creating a Semaphore job for tests. Now, before doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to check out the BrowserStack dashboard, how to quickly start a new project if you want to just test it out. So let's do this right now. Once you're logged into your BrowserStack account, you'll be able to see this Get Started with Automate wizard. Now, this is a really cool wizard here because it allows you to quickly set up a sample project and run your tests on it. So you'll be able to see the full power of BrowserStack. Now, in our case, we'll be using the Selenium framework on Node.js. And if we click on this, you'll be able to see the instructions on how to set up your own project, upload it to your repository, and then use this project later in Semaphore. So make sure you follow these instructions to set up your project. And now what we'll be doing is we'll be using this project to establish a workflow in Semaphore. So let's do that right now. We're located on Semaphore's dashboard where we have a project called Semaphore BrowserStack. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on the Edit Workflow button and we're going to select the Setup minus Semaphore branch. So if you're using any other branch, just pick another branch. Now here we will be editing this block by adding BrowserStack tests to it. So let's rename the block to BrowserStack tests. And now what we need to do is inside the prologue, we will add the checkout command. So this will check out all of the code that our jobs need. Right now, we will only be having one job. So here we will say run tests. And instead of this checkout command, what we will be using is we'll be using this code. Now, this code is provided in the snippet down below. And what it does is, so because we are using a Node.js project, it's going to install the dependencies and then it's going to run the tests. So there is a sample test job here. And now what we also want to do is we need to include the BrowserStack credentials. So these we've created earlier, and we click on the Secrets tab and just include the BrowserStack credentials within our jobs by clicking on this checkbox. Once we have done this, we just need to click on Run the Workflow and looks good, start. And then our changes are going to be saved and our workflow is going to get triggered. Now you can see that the workflow is being triggered and the tests are going to be ran. So let's click on this to go into a detailed view. Now you can see that the jobs have already been triggered. So it's going to run the tests, and later on we're going to be able to see these test results within our BrowserStack dashboard. So let's wait for these tests to finish and then check out the BrowserStack dashboard. Now that we have created and triggered a job on Semaphore, we can actually check out the test results on the BrowserStack dashboard. So let's see those now. Now, if your workflow was triggered successfully and it went through, you should be able to see the test results inside your BrowserStack dashboard. Now, you can see that over here, I have a section called BrowserStack build -1. Now, this is the default project name for the sample project that we've used from this example within BrowserStack. So let's click on this. And here you can see that 3 types of device tests were triggered. One was triggered on Chrome on Windows, one on Firefox on Windows 10, and one on Safari on Big Sur. Now, this is the cool thing. With BrowserStack, you can actually click on any of these tests and also see the video of your tests going through. Now, if you can't see this window over here, make sure to check out if your workflow was triggered successfully and if the tests were actually ran. Okay, we've successfully checked out the test results on our BrowserStack dashboard. Now let's check out some tips and tricks on how to make your workflows even better. Now, the first thing I would recommend using is when you are setting up your tests is to use the advanced options when you specify your capabilities of the driver that you're using for your tests. So in our case, we can specify a build name over here, and a build name should be something that you can search within your test suites. Now, if your organization is big and your test suites are quite large, it's actually very beneficial to provide some naming to your tests. Now, in our case, Semaphore provides a few environment variables that are predefined. We will be using the Semaphore project name environment variable and the Semaphore job ID. So you can use these two to actually pre-generate a name for your tests, and then you'll be able to search your test results within the BrowserStack dashboard. Now, we've successfully ran our job before and we've added the names and the IDs for our job to BrowserStack in our tip that we've mentioned. Now, let me show you how this works. So we can click on this job over here in Semaphore and we should be able to see the results of the job. Now, this was the job that we've triggered previously. Now, if we go into SSH debug or CLI, you'll be able to see the job ID and you can copy this. So if we copy this job ID and then go into our BrowserStack dashboard, click on search and paste in this ID, we'll be able to find our test results. So this allows us for easier search, and you can name these any way you want by using the tip I've provided. Now, the second thing I would recommend, if your test suites are quite large and you have an enormous number of tests that need to be ran for your applications, it's good to set up parallel jobs. Now, in Semaphore's case, you can click on Edit Workflow and then go inside your BrowserStack block. And here inside the jobs block, you can select Configure Parallelism or a job matrix. Now, inside here, you can select on how many machines you want to run your tests. And you can select multiple instances and then select how many instances you'd like to run your tests on. Now you need to reconfigure your script, but the Semaphore job index variable that's provided here can be used to effectively parallelize your tests. And then Semaphore will automatically create multiple jobs if you set up your parallel instances over here. Now we've shown how to name your test suite so that you can find them easily in BrowserStack, and we've also shown how to parallelize them. So if you need more info, make sure you check out the official BrowserStack documentation for Semaphore integration. You can view the link for that down below. You can also check out Semaphore's documentation if you want to improve any of your workflows. And make sure you connect to our Discord channel if you have any questions. Now, this is all you need to set up BrowserStack with Semaphore, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and happy test running. If you like this video, don't forget to click on the like button and also subscribe to our channel. Also feel free to leave any comments down below.